Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and it is time for a Beer 30 gaming vlog mashup video. Let's roll. Okay, so as I said in the intro, that this is a mashup of a Beer 30 and a gaming vlog. And the reason for that is, I just got back from Las Vegas. And let me tell you, when people say they had an epic weekend in Vegas, the weekend I just had has to fit into that category, without question. We're gonna go through that here in a minute. But to start things off, because I scored a shit ton of great beer on my trip, I thought I would try one. This is one that I've never tried before. This is Purple Haze by the Abita Brewing Company. And Abita is one of my favorite breweries. They make my Amber, which you can see right there, and all those other ones over there. And, well, quite a few of those. But I've never tried the Purple Haze. Now, this is a raspberry beer. And I'm not really usually big on fruit beers. But like I said, I like everything that they do. And I wanted to have something tonight for this video. And I thought, well, I'll try one of these. And it's kind of unique because it says on the description that there's actually raspberry stuff floating in it. And you can actually, I don't know if it'll come up on video or not, but there are little floaties in there. And that they said that is from real raspberries. So it's actually a lager, but it looks unfiltered. Let's give it a shot. It's not real sweet. I could only drink about one of these. It's good. But again, I'm not big on fruit beers. So, yeah, one of these, and I'm drinking it at room temperature right now. This would need to be cold, I would think. But anybody that likes fruit beers, as fruit beers go, this is actually, I would put it up there because you can definitely taste the raspberry. But it's not overly sweet, so you're getting like, you know, that tartness from the real raspberries. Yeah. If I liked fruit beers, I'm sure I would love that, but it's just not. It's never in my thing, you know. I can usually have one, and then I want to move on to something else. But they make good beer. We've been to the brewery. When I say we, me and my buddies, we went to Louisiana a few years back. We visited the brewery and everything. So, anyway, that is Purple Haze. Let's move on to the rest of this. So, epic weekend in Vegas. We were there for my niece's 21st birthday. And she is very deserving of a complete bash, which is what we did for her, you know. We kind of went all out. And most of the group, they rented a Airbnb thing or whatever. And my wife and I had not committed by the time that needed to be done or whatever, so we got a room at the Mirage. And the Airbnb thing had a pool and the whole bit and everything for them, which was fantastic. And what we did was, the first night, we went to a Mexican restaurant. And because Keely wanted to have margaritas and all that stuff. And we did the full, you know, experience. They gave her the sombrero and the whole bit, you know, the candles and all that stuff. But margaritas were flowing and everything. And then, from there, we, of course, had to go we had to go somewhere again. We went to Treasure Island and did the drunken crawl, gamble crawl thing all night there. And that was just to kick the weekend off, because the next night, we went to the Hofbrau Oktoberfest Brew Hall. that they have there. And, of course, having lived in Germany, I went to Fest while I was in Germany. And I know, I've been to this one before. And I know what to expect and all that. But in all my time in Germany, I don't ever recall this new thing that they're doing there where they got this lady going around with the apple corn, which is in those bottles right there that you see, the taller bottles right there. That's apple corn. It's apple schnapps from Germany. And at the fest I used to go to in Germany, they would bring those by on trays, and you just buy shots and, you know, everything. Fantastic. Well, what they do here is they got this damn thing. It comes, the shots come on a freaking paddle, and they hold the paddle out for you to grab your shot and everything. But apparently what the deal is, if somebody buys you a shot and you agree and you drink it, then you got to get your ass swatted with that fucking paddle. Holy shit, let me tell you. That shit stings. Matter of fact, here's a video of yours truly getting the frickin' paddle.
We want to hear it in the heavens. Hold on. Hold on. Hold his hand. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
I can still feel that. The volume, the sound on that does not do it justice. Trust me. It ended up being 4 of us that ended up getting that damn paddle. And you don't want that. It ain't worth it. Just say, you know what, I don't need a shot, you know, or buy your own shot or whatever. I don't, you know, whatever the deal is. Of course, we're drinking the giant beers. We're 3 or 4 in, you know. And so, anyway, yeah, that's a Greyhawk 4x4 getting pulverized by some chick with a frickin' paddle. Anyway, so that's one thing that and then of course the food was amazing. I mean, sauerbraten and Jaeger schnitzel and sausages and the whole bit and all that, and amazing, the great big giant, you know, full liter beers like you get in Germany, you know, with the you can get like the Dunkels, which is the dark, and the original, or the Hefeweizen and all that. So we did all that, and then decide now we got to go to downtown drunk and gamble, and we did the drunk crawl, gamble crawl in the downtown, which had a live band going with the, you know, Vegas Experience thing overhead and the band going, and it was freaking awesome. It was fantastic. And of course we did all the gambling and all that other stuff. And, you know, when you're at a German brew hall drinking those liter beers and shots and getting abused, you get pretty tanked. And because we kept drinking downtown too. And I had to get up the next morning. I had an appointment the next morning for something else. I had to get, oh, of course it's going to go out of focus on me now. I had to get my new, see if I can get this so that you can get a good view of it here. Do it that way. And turn that way, and turn that way. And so, as you guys might remember, I had the KISS logo originally. That was my first tattoo. And I'd always wanted to add the Army part for the KISS Army logo. So, had to get that done too. Drunken brew house, paddling, tattoo getting, gambling, drunk stumble experience of the greatest weekend in Vegas I've ever had. I'm sore all over. So, yeah, and I'm not, you know, I'm an old man. This shit ain't as easy as it used to be. But anyway, the reason I called this a gaming vlog / Beer 30 mashup type of a thing is that I'm going to cut in some video here of all the stuff I got back there, and you can't really see the gaming stuff. And I think my camera's wanting to go out of focus. Let's do that and see if it'll come back into focus. There we go. And I got quite a haul back there from our buddy Finn, who was the bastard that bought the shot for me that got me swatted. But I guess it was worth it, because basically all the D&D stuff that they had, the people that I used to DM back in California, all my friends there and everything, they all their stuff they don't play anymore. So he basically brought it to Vegas and gave it to me, and it's in the video. Okay, folks. So here's the haul. All the Abita stuff and Dogfish Head, and of course the 2 bottles of apple corn, which is a whole nother story. I even got some of the Midas Touch by Dogfish Head, which is that one that's made from a recipe that's like 8,000 years old or something like that, because they found residual of it in drinking vessels in like Pharaoh's tombs or something, and they were able to re-engineer the ingredients, and so that's what the recipe is from. But then all the D&D stuff, this is all stuff that from my buddy Finn, that back in the day when I used to DM my Greyhawk campaign 20 years ago, this is a lot of that stuff. And then he DM'd a Forgotten Realms campaign. So this is basically everything from both campaigns. They don't play anymore, so he brought it to Vegas, and he told me it'd be better off here in the tavern to be put to good use, including all these figures, which I do not remember us painting this many, but apparently we did. So not a lot of them, you know, not great paint jobs or anything, but we got a lot of them painted somehow. But anyway, all the notes and stuff from my original campaign and all that, I've got it all back here now. So that was the loot haul from this particular trip, and I think it went very well. Problem is, I'm starting to literally run out of room in this tavern here, so got to figure something out. Catch you later. So yeah, like I do not remember us painting that many figures that you saw in the video. But there's all kinds of minis. There's the Lord of the Rings box set. There's all the books. There's just a ton of shit that I got to go through and organize it. Not to mention all the notes and everything from our campaigns. I got to separate the Forgotten Realms campaign from the Greyhawk, because it's all kind of mashed together. Because the current campaign that I'm DMing now, all of their players are NPCs in my campaign for the people that are going through it now. So as I go through those notes, there's going to be things that I've long forgotten. And I'm going to go, oh, okay, yeah, that person, that character did this, who's now an NPC, and I can work that into the story now, So that's a lot of work ahead of me that I got to go through all that stuff. And got a lot of beer to drink, too. I'm sure my gaming group on Fridays, I'm sure they're going to help me with that beer. I just have they wouldn't want me to have that burden all by myself, So, anyway, that's pretty much it for this Beer 30 gaming vlog mashup type of a thing. And I got no more events scheduled or anything else like that until late spring. So we're going to be in a regular schedule here for videos now. Hopefully weekly after, gaming for D&D and Pathfinder and all that. So hopefully we'll get back on a good schedule here and get a good rotation of videos going for you guys. Okay? Cheers. Catch you on the flip side.